Coming up on MovieBuff, we find out whether this really is it. A look at the Michael Jackson movie. He's out to get rich or make other people die trying. 50 Cent stars in Dead Man Running. And it's back to school with Carey Mulligan and Emma Thompson for an education.
Let's do it one more time.
He was a man who achieved great feats in life, and Michael Jackson's film This Is It is certain to ensure he does the same following his death. Going behind the scenes of his 50-date London comeback concerts at the O2, the pop-humentary, if you will, is a feature like no other.
You want to take them places that they've never been before. You want to show them talent like they've never seen before.
And he does. Pieced together using 100 hours of rehearsal footage, it features interviews from the crew and even the odd soundbite from MJ, who wasn't afraid to say exactly what he wanted.
I gotta cue that.
He was the architect, absolutely, from the start. The big ideas came from Michael. You know, we were privileged in that Michael always gave us a voice and had great listening skills. And so together, you know, we collaborated and built the project.
Director Kenny Ortega, Michael's friend and the man behind the choreography. Billed as the most expensive and technically advanced live shows ever, the feature proves they weren't kidding. As well as aerial artists and pyrotechnics, the gigs included numerous special effects such as multiplying dancers and even 3D wizardry to bring tracks like Thriller, Smooth Criminal and They Don't Really Care About Us to life. And despite the cynics, those with a ticket were very close to really seeing it.
We were a week away from leaving Los Angeles and 2 weeks away from opening here in London. So we were actually doing 8 more rehearsals in Los Angeles and then 2 weeks of technical and dress rehearsals.
Knowing what we do now about the King of Pop before he died on June 25th, it's amazing to see that the 50-year-old still had it. While some fans claim this covers up the truth about his health and that he was worked too hard, those who were there at the end say anything but.
He wasn't extra tired, you know. He was, in fact, in real good spirits. Every night he left, you know, with, the reassurance that he was coming back the next day, and no one wanted to do this more.
Whether you're mad about Jacko or not, it's impossible not to be blown away by this spectacle. Leaving the controversies aside, it's an entertaining and surprisingly funny homage to his greatest hits, where we see an insight into MJ's personality. Tinged, of course, with a note of sadness, as this is the closest we'll ever get to what would have been the greatest show on Earth.
You've been struck by a smooth criminal.
Hold for applause, fade out.
You got 24 hours to get back all my money. No, I'll kill you.
He can rap, but can he act? Well, here's another chance to find out. 50 Cent is back on the big screen in British gangster flick, Dead Man Running.
I don't take kindly to threats in my life.
That's exactly why I've taken a little insurance.
Hello, Mrs. Kane. I'm afraid of your boy.
You deliver that money 12 noon to the Bankside Cafe, and everybody's skull will remain intact. But if you go missing, your mother go missing.
The US star appears alongside Brit film regular Danny Dyer and ex-boxer and first-time leading man Tamer Hassan in Dead Man Running. Biddy plays Mr. Figo, a credit crunch hit loan shark who moves to the UK from the States to try and recoup some of his cash. First on his hit list is Tamer's character Nick. Mr. Figo puts the squeeze on him to pay back 100 grand in a day, or he's for the big gangster playground in the sky.
He picked Tamer's character, Nick, in the film because he was tough, and he knew that people would following suit after they seen him get hurt. So when he asked him to find the money, he didn't care. He wanted to kill him, so everybody would know that he's, that he's serious, and then that they all would follow suit because they had respect and fear for Tamer's character.
Getting that sort of cash in a day isn't going to be easy, so you need a partner, right? Q being played by Danny Dyer, by hook or by crook. Mostly by crook. They set off to find the cash to save themselves and Nick's wheelchair-bound mum, played by the wonderfully funny Brenda Blethyn, who's being holed up in her flat by Figo's heavy.
It's pure entertainment. It's a villain romp, if you like. It's a
buddy
good story,
movie.
a buddy movie.
road trip.
It's funny and it's British.
Brenda Blethyn as Nick's mum steals the show. Hers is by far the best performance in the film. The chemistry between Tama and Danny shows, and it's obvious they're great mates off screen as they make an awesome double act. You definitely shouldn't be surprised to see these two back together in another film at some point.
You just said I look like Shrek. I'm not saying you look exactly like Shrek. I'm just saying, you know, you've got a bit of a big head, haven't you?
England stars Rio Ferdinand and Ashley Cole stumped up the cash for the film, and you can definitely see the football influence in certain scenes. Sadly, the one slight letdown was the A-lister the team roped in. 50 Cent's performance was less than impressive, and he shouldn't expect a nod at next year's Oscars. It's not lock, stock, but Dead Man Running is a decent popcorn gangster, and you won't feel like you've wasted your night out.
Brilliant.
Now, when you were young, how many times did your parents tell you not to go off with strangers? Well, meet a girl who's forgotten that warning.
Hello, I'm a music lover and I'm worried about your cello. Jump in.
That old chestnut. An education follows 16-year-old Jenny, who falls for a much, much older man. And boy, is she in for a lesson.
He was a perfect gentleman. He just said he wanted to take me places and show me things. This? Plural. Oh, my God.
Carey Mulligan's life has never been the same since playing her. She's had rave reviews and is now being hailed as the film world's new it girl.
First lead role, and off the back of it, appearances on Letterman, talk of awards. That deserves a high five.
Thank you.
Are you still pinching yourself?
I was pinching myself before Letterman to try and distract myself from the terror that had taken over my entire body. So yeah, I am pinching myself quite a lot.
And not every 20-something could pass themselves off as a schoolgirl.
I know, I've always looked young, and I used to hate it, you know, because my friends all looked glamorous and beautiful and grown up, and they'd get into clubs and I'd be stuck outside. So yeah, I hated it, but it's become kind of bearable now.
You're gonna love it when you get to 40.
I might not last.
Somehow I doubt that. Set in the 60s, before they got swinging though, it's not long before her character swapping her drab uniform for something more Audrey Hepburn, as new guy David introduces her to a whole new world, which includes Danny, aka Dominic Cooper.
How James Bond did you look in your suits?
Which one?
All of them.
Really?
Yeah.
Nudge that in. That's great news. If I keep wearing the correct suit, I could be...
You're in there.
Yeah.
Based on a memoir by Lynn Barber, it deals with a common dilemma. Head in the books, or head off and party.
My choice is to do something hard and boring, or to go to Paris and Rome and listen to jazz, and read and eat good food in nice restaurants and have fun.
With a screenplay from Nick Hornby, who gave us High Fidelity and About a Boy, the dialogue is spot on, and expect to find yourself howling.
Someone told me that in about 50 years no one will speak Latin, probably. Not even Latin people.
Even at things like a piece of cake. Add to that the top-notch performances. Alongside Peter Sarsgaard, Alfred Molina makes the perfect highly strung dad.
The French don't like us. Jenny, you know that. John Sutton from work, he went there last year. They were very rude to him.
And Emma Thompson wows too, even though she's only in it for 5 minutes. But the praise is all deserved where this lady is concerned, so expect a classy movie and an education into Britain's brightest new star.
I feel old, but not very wise.